Brothers and sisters, okay? I just woke up. I feel wonderful, refreshed. Took myself a little cat nap. And why everybody is now wondering why I don't believe God is real. Well, I never believed he was real. I just did it. I faked it till I made it to get out of the circumstances I was put in, and by these ungodly people that claim God in their life. So, but that's not what I'm here to tell you about. I'm here to tell you what we really need and what this whole generation needs. And it's not God, because God ain't working. I believe in mentorship. Mentorship is so important right now to people. We have, like I said in my videos, people are lost. For example, my friend was just over here. He's like, I need to figure out something to do, or a way out of all this. Invest in stocks and blah blah blah. I was like, well, I'm trying to do a podcast, man. Why don't you podcast with me? He's like, no, I don't think that's a good idea. Well, it is. It's a great idea. It's a way to generate money and income. So we're all lost. I'm not lost. I have the greatest mentor on earth. Shout out to my mentor. And I'm here to mentor some people through all this crazy stuff, man. If I didn't have a mentor, I'd be screwed. So what this world really needs, and this isn't even about me, this is about you guys, it's not about me, are spiritual leaders. We need more spiritual connection, because in church, you're not going to find the spiritual connection you find outside with the ground and the trees and Mother Nature and the sky. Because we need spiritual teachers, man. Spiritual guidance. That's what it is, spiritual guidance. Because without spiritual guidance, where the heck would it be? I don't know where I would be without the spiritual guidance. Spirituality as a whole, it's okay. You can have spirituality, or you can go the way of God. But the way of God is obviously has not been working for thousands of years. If nobody has noticed, there are wars all over God. It's all over God, man. There's wars. It makes no sense. So then we have all these wonderful spiritual teachers out there right now. So we have all these wonderful spiritual teachers out there right now that are actually putting out things that people can absorb and learn from. And there's so many people that need the guidance, because without guidance, we're not getting very far. And guidance is like the most wonderful thing on earth, but you're not going to find it in church. So if you want to know, again, this isn't really about me. I'm not trying to make it about me. I'm not trying to make this about me, but so people are probably wondering why all of a sudden, like, oh, I don't believe in God. Because I faked it till I made it out alive, man. They were trying to they tried to lure me into a trap. Okay? I had it. In one of my videos, I made a video right before I got to California. And I was speaking on, I had this dream. It was actually 2020. I mean, the New Year's Eve. It was New Year's Eve, and I slept through it because I was off on the time zones. And so I had this dream, right, that I was going somewhere for a political reason, and and oh yeah, and then there was these 4 women, right, in my dream, and they tried to lure me into like sleeping with them and stuff, and they weren't that attractive in my dream. Okay, and then my dream came true. And also in my dream, I had a lot of backup, a lot of brothers with tools. If you go back looking my 2020 prediction for myself, this isn't really about me. So if anybody's wondering why because I had to fake it till I made it, dude. These people were freaking nutty. So then I'll just explain it briefly what happened. They tried to lure me in there, and the pastor was trying to pastor me, and he was whining like a little bitch, dude. He's whining like, oh, we're losing people to the church. Nobody believes in God anymore. And he's like, oh, literally whining. And he's like looking at me like I'm gonna do something about it, like put it on my YouTube channel. No, dude, I want no part of your fucking nonsense. Again, he's throwing up mudras, and he learned my mudras. And he's going like this, being a fucking hypocrite, dude. First of all, this has got nothing to do with Lucifer. He probably just knew, I don't know. The man studied me, but then I got out of the church. You know why I don't go to church? Because I feel judged every time I stepped in there. They make me feel judged. I don't need to feel like I'm judged. So back to what I was saying, we need more spiritual leaders, people that are gonna actually teach you stuff instead of going there and lying and making you. It's so deceitful. They're all liars, man. Not all of them. Probably some believe in God, but I can tell you the one that I knew. That man was having orgies in the church, without a doubt. Yo, him and his wife, probably. I'm calling him out, dude. I don't give a shit. I'm over it. I'm over it. So, if you don't know, people are able to hack your car. Well, they hacked my car. And I'm not even going to get in on how they did it. That's irrelevant, because it doesn't matter anymore. But they hacked my car. How'd they do it? Well, it doesn't matter. They tried to scare me into something I didn't believe in. So so I was just like, I went along with it. I'm like, okay, fine. I'll go to church. I'm gonna wash off my hands and my sins. Dude, I'm not a sinner. And why would I have to go into a church if Jesus Christ already crucified himself in order for us not to be what did he do? He did something like, so we don't have to, so we can be sinners, okay? So why the heck would I have to go to church in order to wash off my hands clean when he already did it for us thousands of years ago? Well, you know what? You know, Jesus, okay, he was definitely real, and he was a wonderful man. I'm sure he was, dude. But he had his own belief system, and he was obviously brilliant. He turned water into wine. He was an alchemist, a wizard. And he gave spiritual teachings. Yes, he did. But he also had disciples. So this is where it goes really deep. If you want to know the truth about the Bible, okay, V for victory. It's V for victory. So who creates history? The victors, okay? Let me state that again. Who creates his story? It's Jesus' story. It's his story. So he had 12 apostles, right? Well, allegedly in the church, they tried to say he only had 11, but he had 12, including Judas, and he knew that Judas was going to turn on him. Well, maybe Judas turned on him for a reason, because he didn't believe in what he was talking about. Maybe that's the whole reason. Maybe he was stirring up so much trouble that, like, Judas turned his back on him because he was obviously doing something that Judas didn't appreciate. Maybe I don't think he was jealous. He was a disciple of his, you know what I mean? So they tried to tell me then he only had 11 disciples, and he laughed about it. He goes, oh yeah, but then there was Judas, so he had 11 disciples? I thought he had 12 disciples. So you're not including Judas because he turned his back on God? I mean, Jesus? So, again, back to what I'm saying. We need spiritual teachers, because obviously there's nobody in the church anymore. It's irrelevant. The churches are not relevant anymore, people. Okay? I'm not here to pastor. I could pastor a pastor on their hypocritical lies. If you don't know what time is, well, I'm telling you the time, because what I saw was blasphemy, unorthodox. What else need I say about it? Like, so if you're wondering why I was all like, God is good, God is great, because, dude, that's what I had to do to survive. It's called survival tactics. Yeah. Well, guess what? I'm not up in Oakley, California anymore, and I don't have to deal with that shit anymore. I'm down in not my comfort zone. I'm down in my stretch of the area, and I can talk about whatever I want to talk about. So, with that said, God is good, suckers. It's not, but you have to understand, we need spiritual leaders like myself. I consider myself a spiritual leader. I may have to reinvent myself right now, but I'm still a spiritual leader. I'm still here to guide you through this process of ascension, because the churches aren't ascending people. They're not. And wait, here's another thing. So I go to church down here, felt nice or whatever. It's great. I'm not saying church is a bad thing. It's not. There's a great vibration, but in the church, but this man says to me, He's like, what do you do? I was like, I have a YouTube channel. And he goes, well, if you come back next week, I'll subscribe. I was like, well, dude, I thought to myself, I was like, you don't fucking know me, obviously, because I don't care if you like my channel or not. It's not for everybody. It's strict, plain and simple. So that's the reason why I can speak my truth. Even if my voice shakes, this is my truth, my story, and Jesus has his story, hence history. It's history, man. That was back, dude, the Romans, if you want to know the truth, it's Roman. The Romans made up all this whole belief system in order to shackle your mind. Now the spiritual leaders are here to unshackle your mind. Who knows? Like I said, the Antichrist is coming to earth to free people from the slavery and bondage that Jesus Christ put them in. It's really that simple. And if you don't realize that you're in slavery by believing all the 10 commandments, like, dude, there's no difference between the devil and God. There is no difference. And I remember listening to this song, shout out to Dr. Dre, and he said, what's the difference? There is no difference, dude. There's between good and evil. We all have good and evil in us, okay? But God ain't gonna save you, man. You can pray and pray all you want. Prayer is good. There's nothing wrong with prayer, but there's also spiritual meditation. And meditation is what people need. I can speak on this for hours. Meditation is what people need. You need to take your ass out into the wilderness. That's God. Jesus Christ did the same thing, and he came back. He was obviously a shaman, and he was on another level of like crazy cool. I'm not denying that Jesus was an awesome man. He was fucking brilliant, dude. The man was a genius, because to this day, he's got so many minds shackled. He made an impact on the world, that's for sure. But he's a freaking genius, dude. He's on another level of smart. Like, holy cow. But okay, I'm gonna say it again. How the heck? Let's be honest with ourselves here. How did the Virgin Mary get impregnated? Okay, it takes two to tango, not one. No, God did not, unless she was artificially inseminated by some extraterrestrials. That's the only way it could have been done. Plain and simple. Okay? Brothers and sisters, we need spiritual guidance right now, especially during the midst of the apocalypse of the COVID-19, which stands for Certificate of Vaccination. Yeah, that's what COVID-19 stands for. Certificate of Vaccination Identification. This shit needs to be beat, and God ain't gonna beat it. You think these people believe in God? No, they don't believe in God. I'm done talking about God and Jesus because allegedly it offends too many people. Which is cool, in my opinion, but yo, I know how we were put here on earth. All you need to do is go back to the ancient Sumerian text. If you really want to know the hint, I'm not going to give out I'm not giving all my secrets out. That's not happening. But I do know some stuff that you don't know, obviously. And they tried to lure me in there. So, anyways, brothers and sisters, there you have it. There's your answer. Why I lied about it. Because I had to. It's called survival tactics. And with that said, peace be with you. And also with you. Pew! Busting down the doors and the shackles of people's minds. That's right. Feeling alive again. I needed my nap, my cat nap. I had my cat nap. I'm awake with the info. Booyah! Booyaka! Yeah, man. Oh wait, there's more. Why not have something more tangible like Jah Rastafari, Emperor Haile Selassie, who pled for unity? That's what he did. He pled for unity. And I don't know if he was a Bible thumper, probably not. But okay, there is more that I want to talk about. So, the Ark of the Covenant. The Ark of the Covenant. That's ancient alien technology. If it was producing manna on a daily basis, what you think it was? Okay, I know magic's real because I've used it before. So it's producing manna, and they have the Jewish people wandering around in the desert for 40 years looking for a place. I think that's pretty fucked up if you ask me. Like, that's ratchet, dude. Wandering the desert for 40 years, yo? That means there's generations wandering the desert for 40 years. Like, I'm not denying that the Bible has truth to it, but got bits and pieces, but the Bible's a riddle, and that's up to you to decide. And also, you need to decipher it yourself and find out what is real and what you decide to be real in it, because it's on another level, dude. It's on another level. It's a riddle. I love the Bible because it's a riddle. Listen, if you can decode it, well, then you're privileged like me. I was able to decode it. I already read it, okay? I mean, I still like to read it every once in a while, but it's a riddle, man. It's nothing more, nothing less than a whole riddle. That's what it is. When I say riddle, riddle me this, riddle me that. You need to figure it out for yourselves. I'm not here to tell you everything. So, there you go. If everybody wants to know why, I faked it till I made it, man, because I had to get out of there alive. It's called survival tactics. Again, peace be with you, also with you. We need spiritual leaders. No more of this nonsense, because the church is no longer relevant. That's why it's not open. Hello?